Welcome back to Mystic English, where every story teaches you not just English, but something your heart might have been trying to understand for years. If you're new here, don't just subscribe to learn grammar. Subscribe because you're tired of the noise and you're ready for something real. This is the story of Sam and the invisible war between who he was and who the world told him to be. Sam was 28. Living in a small one-bedroom flat in the outer part of London. Every month, his salary disappeared into bills, student loan repayments, and rising rent. There was no gym membership, no spa days, no romantic dinners, just budgeting apps and discounted groceries. And every evening, after work, he would scroll through Instagram, and that's when it hit him the hardest. Everyone else seemed so happy. His friends were buying new homes, posting about housewarming parties with dim lighting and wide smiles. Others were announcing engagements, diamond rings that sparkled on well-manicured hands. Some were traveling across Europe with their partners, kissing under bridges, dancing on rooftops. And Sam? Sam was sitting on a second-hand couch, eating leftovers, and wondering how everyone else had cracked the code, except him. It wasn't that he was lazy. He worked hard, showed up, paid his dues. But still, life felt like a treadmill, moving fast, but going nowhere. Even worse, people made him feel like he was the problem. Just manifest better things. You need to hustle more. Join this program. Buy this course. One night, after a long day at work and a phone call with his mother, who gently asked if he'd met anyone yet, Sam sat on his bed and felt small. It wasn't the loneliness that broke him. It was the comparison. It was the lie that everyone else had it figured out and he was just stuck. That's when it happened. He opened Instagram and saw an ad. A popular English-speaking lifestyle guru was promoting a paid course, Learn to Speak Like the 1%. Confidence, fluency, charm. The man was handsome, charismatic, and sitting by a pool somewhere in Bali. Behind him, luxury. Around him, laughter. Below the video, thousands of comments. Sam didn't even think twice. He clicked buy. He thought maybe, just maybe, this was his way out. But a few weeks in, the illusion cracked. The lessons were flashy, but hollow. Phrases like dominate conversations and talk like a boss filled the videos. But nothing connected. It felt like he was learning to wear a mask, not speak with a voice. The course promised transformation, but all Sam felt was emptier. Like he was pretending to be someone else just to be respected. He closed the course tab, logged out, and felt that familiar wave of guilt for wasting money he didn't have, for chasing a version of success that felt nothing like him. Later that night, YouTube autoplay took over, and a video started playing, slow music, a soft voice, a story that felt like it was written for him. It was a video from a channel he'd never seen before, Mystic English. The story wasn't about winning. It was about a man who kept checking his phone, waiting for someone who had already moved on. It wasn't just about love, it was about acceptance. And for the first time in weeks, Sam felt something lift. This wasn't English for Instagram, it was English for healing. From that night forward, Sam found himself coming back to Mystic English, not like a student chasing a syllabus, but like a man looking for shelter after a storm. Each story felt oddly familiar. One talked about wasted mornings, and Sam realized how often his days slipped through his fingers like sand. Another spoke about trying to prove your worth to people who don't even see you, and that hit deep. Because that was Sam's whole life. Performing, smiling, trying to be enough for people who never really cared. He didn't just watch the videos, he felt them, And more importantly, he started to see English differently. It wasn't this intimidating mountain of vocabulary and grammar anymore. It became a bridge, a way to finally express the parts of himself he'd been hiding. The fears, the comparisons, the pressure, the pain of watching life speed up while he still felt behind. In Mystic English, there were no rules about sounding rich or speaking like the elite. There was only one unspoken rule: be honest, be human. Sam started writing again. Just simple notes in English. About how he felt. About the girl who ghosted him. About the fake smiles at work. About how tired he was of feeling like he always had to catch up. Some mornings, he'd open a Mystic English video, hear a line that pierced straight through the fog, and write it down. One time, the video said, "If your success is just about proving something, it will never be enough." He wrote that on a sticky note and put it on his bathroom mirror. And slowly, something shifted. Not in his accent, not in his Instagram feed, but in his eyes. He started speaking English not to impress others, but to understand himself. One evening after a particularly hard day, he was at a cafe when he noticed a tourist struggling to order. The barista was getting impatient, and something in Sam just moved. He stepped in, gently translated what the man was trying to say, helped him order, and smiled. The tourist thanked him. The barista looked surprised, and Sam felt proud. Not because he used some fancy word, not because he sounded like a millionaire coach, but because he connected. He walked home that night thinking, I didn't learn that from any course. I learned it from listening. From listening to the stories that told him, you're not late, you're not broken, you're just finally starting. Weeks passed. Sam kept watching, kept writing, kept listening. Not just to Mystic English, but to himself. One afternoon, during a small family gathering, his younger cousin asked, "Dude, your English is so clear now. How did you learn?" His uncle looked up too, clearly surprised. Even his father, who rarely commented on anything emotional, raised an eyebrow. Sam paused. He could have said the usual, "I took a course," or "I've been practicing daily," but instead, he smiled and replied quietly, "I stopped trying to sound rich and started trying to sound real." They didn't fully get it, but in that moment, he did. Because Sam didn't just learn English, he unlearned the fear of being seen. He unlearned the shame of not sounding perfect. He unlearned the pressure of keeping up with influencers who faked fluency while hiding their own emptiness. And in that space, something beautiful grew. His English became less like a mask and more like a mirror. It reflected the clarity in his thoughts, the growth in his confidence, the peace he'd been searching for, not in the language, but in what the language helped him face. This story, Sam's story, is not just about fluency. It's about freedom. The kind that comes when you stop chasing an image and start reconnecting with your voice. So if you've ever felt behind, if you've ever wondered whether it's too late, if you've ever felt like the world is running ahead while you're stuck refreshing someone else's highlight reel, remember this. You don't need to sound like someone else to matter. You just need to sound like you, clearly, truly, and without fear. At Mystic English, we don't just teach English. We teach how to think in it, feel in it, heal in it. If this story made you pause, Even for a moment, subscribe. Not for us, for you. So that every time you come back here, it's not just to learn English. It's to remember who you were before the world told you to be someone else. Thank you for watching. Never forget, you don't have to imitate anyone to be worthy. Your voice, your story, your truth, they're enough. That your voice, your story, your truth is enough. We don't just teach English here. We help you think about it, feel it, heal in it. And every story we share is a step closer to the person you were before the world told you to become someone else. We'll meet again in the next video, where language becomes life.